Thanks for joining us on ASO Briefing today. I am Joy Annie. Our top stories. Presidency defends First Lady's comment on small-scale businesses. State Police Bill heads to state assemblies. And of course, FG resumes fresh evacuation of Nigerians in South Africa. And on business, FG reaffirms more commitment to its renewed hope agenda towards standing MSMEs across the country. You're watching ASO Briefing. We are live on DSTV channel 392, also on StarTimes TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We are also on the UHF band on channel 38. We'll take you to all our stories now. The presidency has defended First Lady Oluremi Tinubu's recent remark, encouraging Nigerians, particularly women, to engage in small-scale businesses such as selling akara, roasted corn and kulikuli, saying the message was meant to promote entrepreneurship rather than diminish the country's economic challenges. The presidential spokesperson on media and communication, Sunday Dare, made the clarification during an interview with newsmen. He said the First Lady was encouraging Nigerians to acquire entrepreneurial skills and participate in legitimate businesses, stressing that the informal sector remains a major driver of the nation's economy. Dare noted that many successful Nigerians started with modest ventures, drawing from his personal experience. He said his mother sold akara, bananas and oranges to support the family, while he also hugged bananas as a child. According to him, such businesses provide the foundation for his education and future successes. Now, the presidency also cited Benue businessman Aliko Dangote as an example of someone who began as a small trader before building a business empire. He urged Nigerians to embrace any honest means of livelihood, no matter how small, with the goal of growing their enterprises over time. The First Lady's comment made during a meeting with the wives of the 36 state governors in Abuja has sparked widespread criticism from Nigerians who described the advice as insensitive to the prevailing economic hardship. Moving on now. The National Assembly is set to transmit the Constitution Alteration Bill on the establishment of state police to the 36 States House of Assembly this week. Thus moving the proposed security reform into its final constitutional stage. The bill now requires the approval of at least 24 state legislatures before it can be forwarded to President Bola Tinubu for assent. Chairman of the Senate Committee on Media and Publicity, Senator Yemi Adaramodu, confirmed the development, saying all arrangement for the transition and transmission had been concluded. He added that governors and state lawmakers were already expecting the bill following consultations held before its passage by the National Assembly. The constitutional amendment follows the Senate's approval of the proposal after considering the report of the Constitution Review Committee chaired by Deputy Senate President Barau Jibrin. If ratified by 2/3 of the Senate assemblies, Nigeria will adopt a dual policing system that allows states to establish and operate their own police services. Under the proposed framework, state police will handle security within their jurisdictions, while the Nigerian Police Force will retain responsibility for national security issues, including terrorism, border protection, cybercrimes, arms trafficking, and other federal offenses. The bill also includes safeguards to prevent abuse, prohibiting state police from targeting political opponents or critics, and empowering the federal government to intervene where national security, public order, or fundamental human rights are threatened. The proposed state police system has received broad support from state governors, speakers of House of Assembly, states, and other political stakeholders, with supporters describing it as a major step towards strengthening grassroots security and improving the nation's response to crime. And now the Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Barrister Kingsley Tochukwu Ude, SAN, has called on Ndigbo at home and in the diaspora to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's bid for a second term in office, saying it would enable the president to consolidate on the achievements of his administration. Barrister Ude made the call during the birthday reception of the chairman of Ndieze Igbo in the Federal Capital Territory, the FCT, His Royal Highness Dr. Uche Egenti, held at his residence in Ako Estate, Abuja. The minister expressed confidence that with the support of Ndibo and other Nigerians, President Tinubu would emerge victoriously in the 2027 general election. He further assured the Igbo community that they stand to benefit more from the federal government programs and policies if President Tinubu secures a second term. In his remark, the celebrant and chairman of Ndieze Igbo in the FCT, His Royal Highness Dr. Uche Egenti, called on Ndibo across the country to remain united and continue to promote peace, harmony and mutual understanding wherever they reside. Dr. Egenti expressed appreciation to the guests for the love, solidarity and goodwill shown to him through their presence and gifts. He also congratulated Honorable Chief Okechukwu Samuel Agu, JP, on his political achievement in Gwagwalada Area Council and the Federal Capital Territory. The event was attended by traditional rulers from the southeast and the 19 northern states, members of Igbo Delegates Assembly, Ndieze Igbo from the FCT and Honorable Chief Okechukwu Samuel Agu, among other dignitaries. The colorful celebration ended with prayers of thanksgiving and praise to God Almighty. Still on political matters now, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has said it at INEC, who spoke to journalists on condition, said that the commission will take a position only when it has received the CTC of the judgment. He noted that the position that existed before December 10, 2025 judgment was that INEC rejected NDC's letter seeking its registration as a political party. The court is of the view that the earlier judgment affected the rights of the Peace Movement Party, which was not joined in the suit despite claiming ownership of the logo relied upon the NDC in obtaining the registration order. Now, the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, has declared an industrial dispute with the federal government and extended by 4 weeks its deadline for the implementation of outstanding welfare demands, warning that a nationwide strike could follow if the issue remained unresolved. The decision was taken by the association's virtual extraordinary National Executive Council meeting, where members directed its leadership to begin preparation for industrial action should the government fail to meet its demands within the new time frame. NARD accused the federal government of failing to pay outstanding salaries, allowances and promotion arrears, while also delaying the release of the 2026 Medical Residency Training Fund and implementation of the renewed and reviewed CONMES salary structure. The association also raised concerns over the welfare of resident doctors, including alleged victimization of members of the Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospitals complex and the refusal of the Lagos University Teaching Hospital to provide cold meals for doctors on duty. Well, despite acknowledging some progress in addressing healthcare workers, Bauchi, Borno, Gombe, Taraba and Yobe, in a statement by the Acting Military Information Officer, Headquarters, Joint Task Force, Northeast Operation, Hadinkai, Captain Mohammed Goni, revealed that among those who surrendered were key members of the terrorist network due to relentless military pressure. According to Captain Goni, the operational gains demonstrate the effectiveness of the Nigerian military comprehensive counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency strategy, combining precision combat operations, intelligence-led engagement, and coordinated joint effort with partners. He added that the Operation Hadinkai remains resolute in its mission to completely defeat terrorism and restore lasting peace and security across the Northeast, and the pressure on the remaining terrorist elements will continue unabated until they are completely neutralized or forced to surrender. Moving on now, fresh violence along the Plateau-Kaduna border has heightened fears of a cycle of attacks and reprisals following the killing of 9 members of the Irigwe community in Kaduna State and the death of a Fulani herder in neighboring Plateau State. According to community sources, armed assailants attacked Ungwan Magaji village in Kamaru ward of Kororu local government area of Kaduna State on June 16, killing 9 Irigwe residents. Now the victims were buried in a mass funeral on Saturday as community leaders called on security agencies to bring the perpetrators to justice and strengthen security in vulnerable border communities. In a separate incident, a Fulani herder identified as Awa Yakubu was killed on Friday in Basa local government area of Plateau State. Military sources say troops of Operation Enduring Peace responded to a distress call and recovered the victim's body, which reportedly bore gunshot and machete wounds. The attack has been linked by intelligence sources to suspected Irigwe militia members, although this has not been independently verified. Security personnel have launched efforts to identify and arrest those responsible for the killing, and amid concerns that the latest incidents could further inflame tensions between communities already affected by recurring violence. The 2 residents and incidents reflect the fragile security situation along the Plateau-Kaduna border, with residents and community leaders urging the authorities to intensify security operations, prevent retaliatory attack and promote dialogue to avert further loss of lives. And now we'll take a pause. When ASO Briefing returns, business and more. To stay with us.
From June 11th till July 19th, everything fit way. The FIFA World Cup 2026 go happen. Touchlight all 104 matches on top 4 correct channels. Sharply grab your GoTV decoder, GoTenna plus 1 month jolly for only 15,000 naira. Live on Super Sport, only on GoTV.
Many thanks for staying there. Still ASO Briefing live on DSTV channel 392, also on StarTimes TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We are also on the UHF band on channel 38. Now to take you to all the stories. The federal government has confirmed that another evacuation flight bringing Nigerians home from South Africa will arrive in Lagos on Tuesday as efforts continue to ensure the safety of Nigerians amid concerns over possible xenophobic attacks. The spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kemibe Ebiemfa, said an Air Peace aircraft departed Nigeria on Monday and would return with another batch of evacuated Nigerians on Tuesday morning. The development comes ahead of planned anti-immigrant protest expected to begin on June 30, with the government continuing its voluntary evacuation program for Nigerians who have indicated interest in returning home. The threat has sparked widespread fear of xenophobic unrest, leading several African nations to evacuate thousands of their citizens, though South African authorities have condemned the vigilante threats and deployed the police and military to tighten security nationwide. Now, student, clergy, missionaries and international Christian delegates have gathered in Abuja to seek divine intervention for Nigeria's security challenges, trauma in affected communities and the nation's spiritual renewal at the 2026 Abuja Miracle and Healing Conference. Speaking with journalists, the convener of La Peace Lazuli Ministries, Reverend Dr. Femi Bajomo, said the conference was designed to equip ministers and missionaries with both spiritual and practical tools to minister to people facing physical, emotional, and spiritual challenges. According to him, the gathering goes beyond healing services and miracles to include biblical teachings and capacity building for church leaders working in difficult environment. Also speaking, the Vice Chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Abuja chapter, Reverend Isaac Komolafe, said many ministers at the conference serve in communities devastated by violence and displacement. Chairman of the local organizing committee, Pastor Babajide Omoniwa, said students and young people were intentionally included because they represent the future of the church and society. The three-day conference organized by Lapis Lazuli Ministries at the Los Angeles Event Center Amabushi has drawn participants from across Nigeria. They include church leaders, rural missionaries, members of Christian campus fellowships, and guest ministers from the United States, Australia, and Europe. While the Nigerian Communication Commission, NCC, has been ranked among the top 3 best-performing ministries, departments and agencies of the federal government in the 2026 Public Service Reforms Performance Assessment conducted by the Bureau of Public Service Reforms. In the latest Public Service Reforms Performance Assessment, the Commission was ranked 3rd overall, following a comprehensive evaluation across key reforms indications, including the self-assessment tools, freedom of information, compliance score, fiscal transparency and integrity index, and official website performance metrics. In the ranking, the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, NIPC, and Nigerian Export Promotion Council came first and second respectively. The institutional ranking conducted across all MDAs of the federal government recognizes MDAs that have distinguished themselves in advancing public service reforms and delivering excellence in service. Representing the Executive Vice Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of the NCC, Dr. Aminu Maida, at the award ceremony in Abuja, the Executive Commissioner, Technical Services, Engineer Abraham Oshadami, spoke on behalf of the NCC and other awardees present. Expressing appreciation to the Bureau for sustaining the annual assessment framework, he stated that the BPSR recognition served as a motivation for MDAs to strengthen their commitment to service delivery, noting that for the NCC, the award also served as an affirmation that its reforms aimed at improving transparency and accountability in the sector were yielding greater public acceptance and positive recognition. The Commission has, over the past 2 years, introduced far-reaching reforms to promote transparency and accountability in the communication sector. These include the introduction of the National Coverage Map, which provides near real-time information on the performance and availability of operators' network across the country, as well as the publication of quarterly network performance reports, which provide detailed assessment of network performance nationwide. The Commission has also placed significant emphasis on the proactive publication of clear, comprehensive and timely data on the industry's activities to keep the public well informed and enhance accountability across the telecommunications sector. But as the motto can take on ASO briefing today, I am Joy Annie. Thank you for watching. We take you now to our live coverage where projects are being commissioned by the FCT Minister. Thanks for your time.